I'm sorry, but something's not right. Hey, can you put the hockey game on, please?
What game?
Hockey?
Hockey? What's hockey?
I'm scared. Sorry.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Welcome, everybody, to Brothers in Booze. That was great to see him Brittlestar up there doing his thing.
Yeah, we got a little something for you about him in a couple minutes here. But how you doing, Doug? What's going on? What are you drinking?
I'm doing okay, all conditions considering in this country. But yeah,
We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah. So I forgot I had this that you gave to me. It is a Venture Mango Seltzer. I totally forgot you gave this to me. So this is a hard seltzer from our friends at Venture Brewing. I just was like, oh yeah, I have that in my fridge. I should probably drink that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I am not generally a seltzer person, which we have talked about on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Venture, so I've got to give it a shot. And I wish I would have remembered sooner. But
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got the little yellowy tinge from the mango, I'm assuming.
Yeah, from your
that is a very mango-y smelling drink, that's for sure.
Yeah. They like the flavor in their seltzers, man. They make sure you get them.
Oh, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even a seltzer guy, and I think that's good. Wow.
Right.
And you get all the the mango is just super good, and yeah, yum.
Yeah, and we'll keep that theme going with 50 copies of Speed on
from Venture as well. Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
we didn't even coordinate this.
Oh no, but I was in Milwaukee a little bit, so I stopped there and buy everything that I haven't had there. 50 copies of Speed on VHS, which I'm pretty sure they have in their brewery. 50 copies of Speed, the movie, on VHS in there. Yeah,
really?
They collect them, and they have their people bring them by, and people bring them over to them. This is a Kavik, sir. Kavik. Did I say that right?
Ceviche?
A Kavik with blonde. Kavik blonde ale with Triumph. And I don't know. I guess I got to put it in front of me because I got this green screen with my creepy background. But yeah, it's a light beer. Refreshing. Not something you would normally think that you would see out of a brewery at this time of year, but man, it's a nice blonde ale. It's got that I can taste that Triumph, but it's crisp. It's definitely something that you would think during the summer. But I mean, these beers are drinkable all year round. People drink the light lagers all year round, the blonde ales. I'm not really a huge blonde ale fan, but I'm a fan of this one, and I am happy, Doug. For the show, we have a fantastic guest. Love her a bunch, so it's going to be fun. But before that, we have some housekeeping that we have to do. So we'll start right here. Few pieces, Doug, of past guest news, but you can start because you have something to say.
Oh, so we're doing first past guests, right? So, yeah. So we had our guy Brittle Star on there. You had the video of him up front. Had him on. Yeah.
You got to
So,
start there. Okay.
well, because you said past guest news, so I'm starting here.
Well,
so
the other thing that you wanted to talk about, I have to remind you that that's a past guest news piece too.
Yes, that's fair. All right, let's start.
Okay.
Let's
Either
start
way.
there. Let's start there. Let's start there.
You got
'Cause
both of them though. You got both of them.
Yeah.
Just,
All right.
you
All
know,
right. So
zero.
let's. One of our previous guests was the main beer babe, Carla Lauder,
Yeah.
and she been on a couple times. Jill and I had met her when the last 2 years that we've been up to Maine for vacation. You know, she's fantastic, and she lives very close to the shooting that happened in Lewiston, Maine. Where there was, I think at last count, 26 people killed, like 60 to 80 people injured. And her town, which is a little really close, was in lockdown until today because they still haven't found the guy who did it. And I mean, we've talked about gun violence and the need for gun reform on this show several times. We all are in agreement on this, I believe. I don't think I'm breaking new ground here. But I think what I wanted to say is like, most of them, we are so used to it that it's almost a desensitized to it to a point that like, oh man, it's like, this sucks. Why is this happening? Like, but then when it is someone who you are close to, or you know, and you're friends with, or you care about, and it happens close to them, there's a difference of urgency in it. And I just wanted to remark that it hit me different this time in a way that I feel that it devalues the way we think of it in other ways. At least for me, I felt like I was doing a disservice to other people who have had to experience this because it is so freaking commonplace in this country for mass shooting to happen that it loses its shock value at some point because we have so many of them. And we know how hard it is to keep fighting this fight because we keep yelling we need more gun laws and nothing happens. And we get thoughts and prayers from our political leaders, but we have to keep pushing because this is unacceptable. And yeah, we're going to keep experiencing this until we can get people in there who actually do something about it. Is it hard? Yes, very. But I want to just let everybody know that I think we should still keep pushing. This is not something we can just be kind of laid back about just merely because it didn't happen near us or didn't happen near anybody we cared about. It just, I think the worst one ever hit me was Sandy Hook because that was kids and we did nothing about it after that. And I lost a lot of faith that we would do anything about it, but we cannot stop fighting about that. We need to keep pushing on it. And, you know, let's all not lose sight of the fact that we need to keep pushing to get this, you know, eventually turned. So that was what I wanted to say, just because it hit me different and it made me realize that I was kind of desensitized to that. And that is not good. So,
and I will leave it at that. That could be a statement from Brothers and Booze. Period. Thank you for that. So a little bit of better news, maybe, but we have to go. We literally have to go out of the country.
Yeah, we're going out of the country 2 different directions tonight. So,
right. We're trying to. It's going to be, you know, Brothers and Booze is your Friday escape. So we are doing our best to do that. So let's escape up north, Doug.
Yeah. Okay. So up north is, like I said, we had Brittle Star on first. You did a video for him, where he did making fun of Canada as he normally does. But what was pretty cool this week is we got to see that Mr. Brittle Star got to meet with his Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. Got to sit with him. Like, that's some big shit. Like, seriously, to get to sit with the leader of your country, like a giant country, and he got to sit with him and talk with him and his wife.
Right.
Like, that's fantastic. And I just thought that was just incredibly of a cool moment for him. So, you know, kudos to him.
Right. A little backstage thing. Doug put this in our chat and he put past guest news and he put a question mark. So my response to him is, wait, what's going on here? Because I actually thought that this was just a parody at first because it was early in the morning. And I'm like, you know, Brittle Star, you all follow him. Everything's a parody with him and it's funny and it's great. But he makes fun of, you know, he mocks Canadians, Americans. And so I didn't think this was real at first, Doug, until like I looked at it more and I talked to you because you're like past guest news question mark. I'm like, what's the question mark? That's great. I mean, that's one of the biggest past guest news that I think we've almost ever had. Like, I don't think we've ever had anybody who has literally met, our form of the president. So shout out to Brittlestar for being big enough to have that platform where he can, we need to have him back. I want to know what was said here. I want to know what the hell's going on. So not everybody loves Justin Trudeau, but I think a lot of Americans look at him fondly. Some of them look at him literally fondly. So, right, right. So there's a whole thing with him. And shout out to him. From what I know, he's a good leader. I wish we could have inserted him within the last one that we had, but
last two.
I'm not trying to bring that up, but that was awesome. Thanks for finding that, Doug. I don't think I would have saw that. So good times. And then we have one last past guest news here for y'all, and we want to send a shout out to our friend Daniel Fisher. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Daniel Fisher. Happy birthday. Mm-hmm. Excellent. So hope you had a great day, Daniel. You did send us a note saying you're going to shop for beers, so hopefully you're having one or two. And that's what's up with that. And let's see here, Doug. I think we're ready for our guest. Did we? No. We're actually not. We're never ready for our guest because she's fabulous. But actually, I'm sorry, we're not ready because we have something that I should be prepared for, but I'm not. Doug, breaking news.
Last night I'm on the call for the UTEP for Sam Houston State. We're in the stadium. We're calling the game. It's a great game. Awesome game. Back and forth. Last second field goal to win it. But that wasn't the hardest part of calling that game. No, the hardest part was looking down in the middle of the game, and this guy dressed up as a penis is being escorted out of the stadium. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm trying to call the game, and this is just bam right there in my face. What am I supposed to do? Trying to do my job. Kick him out of the stadium.
It was bam right there in his face. Doug, I blame the flaccid response at the at the visitors at the attendance, when you walk in there. If they were stronger, Doug, then we might have not had a penis sighting at a football game. So that was y'all's What the Fuck News. So, Doug, let's bring on our guest because I'm sure she's going to, or I hope she has comments for pretty much anything that we said already, including the penis at the football game. So, with that being said, y'all see it here. It's Arianna Bradford. She joins us from Not America, and
good for her.
Doug and I are very jealous. I mean, severely jealous. So we'll get over our jealousy and we'll bring her to y'all right now.
Hi.
Hello.
I very much enjoy your description of Costa Rica, by the way. Not America. I think that should be the new slogan for Costa Rica. Welcome to Costa Rica, not America. I think that right there is our new tourism campaign.
Right. Arianna, what are you drinking? Because that's
Yeah, well, I mean, as I mentioned to Doug before we started, I am secretly 1,000,000 years old. And so I was going to drink with you guys, but it hit like 6:57 or something like that. And I was like, it's too late for alcohol. I'll get heartburn. I'll get acid reflux. I was like, I can't do that. So Instead, I am drinking a rooibos tea that is a mixture of rooibos, hibiscus, and mint. And it's a good sleepy time tea. And by the time we finish this conversation, I am going to be ready to go Betty bye. So,
okay.
this is like, this is right now. This is how special you guys are. This is my bedtime. Genuinely, I am like in bed watching something on Netflix, passing out. But I'm here. I'm here for you.
Oh, excellent. And we are here for you. We love you. Of course, we love having you on. So much to talk about. But is there anything that would you like to comment on the penis guy at the football stadium, or anything that Doug said about
why can't I comment on both?
Why not both?
Right. Anything that we discuss, you can.
I'm not trying to balance dicks and mass shootings, right?
Yeah,
like that right there.
This is where we are on this stream. You know how we roll.
This is where we are.
You know how we roll.
And yeah, I mean, this is kind of how my mind rolls all through the 24 hours of the day. So this is so as far as the mass shootings go, I totally feel what Doug was saying, because it's like, after I moved, I really dealt with a lot of survivor's guilt, right? Because I was kind of like, man, I got out, but like, I have a lot of friends who wanted to get out who can't, or who don't feel comfortable doing it. And I wish I could stay. And I felt consistently like I needed to say something every time that there was a shooting. But there have literally been so fucking many that I just don't feel that need to say anything anymore. I feel like I have said that all that needs to be said. And I feel like who's going to listen is going to listen. Who's not is not. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic on so many levels. But like, I feel like for me and for people who live in the United States and anybody who's hearing this news, like, what are you supposed to do after the 150th, 250th time? What else can be said that hasn't been said? So, all that I can say is that for those of you out there who are really fucking sick of it and you just wish that people would have common sense, I'm with you. I'm with you. And I think that honestly, more of us feel that way than don't. I just think that at this point, the people who should be listening aren't listening. So that would be my say there. And I do want to say, don't feel, oh, hey, there's my website. Or one of them, should I say. And we'll get into that later, I guess. But and what I would say here to add to that, the only thing I would say is if you find that you are spending a lot of time escaping or trying to find positive things to focus on instead, don't feel bad about that. I think that is a very natural human response to consistently having shit hit you from all sides all the time. We are not meant to wallow in trauma. That's just not what we're supposed to do. Our brains are naturally going to try to find ways to protect us, and that's fine. That's okay. If you want to do something about it, you can try for sure, but also try to take breaks and take good care of yourself and find those distractions. It's not worth killing yourself over. Trust me on that. So that would be, the serious part of the evening. And then in terms of game dicks, I will say that I may be in the minority here, but I feel like we need more. I feel like I don't watch sports, but if I knew that there was a game dick to look for, like kind of like a Where's Waldo situation, I would definitely be watching more games. It's just
what if they had like those the races they do where the people wear the blow up things and the sports events, and then they race and they're all different ones, and if they were just all dicks and it was just dicks racing.
Oh my God, Doug, I would be tuning into every, like, I would be like, I would never hang out with anyone. I'd be like, I have to rush home because the halftime dick show is about to happen, and I have to go vote on a dick. I'm busy. I'm sorry. I would be so. I would just be so fascinated with sports. I would actually care. The Great Dick Race. Yes. Yes.
Oh no, Lauren, not that.
I mean, Lauren is she's got some good ideas. I'm just saying. Maybe we should.
Yep.
Yes.
Welcome, Chris.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
And
To be fair, considering who's talking right now, that was going to happen at any point. Like, it was going to happen.
Right. Oh, look, the foul is 500. Look at that. There we go.
Could you imagine 500 dicks? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a lot.
Hey, NFL, are you listening? Instead of exploiting Taylor Swift every time you can show her, maybe you all should just add dicks, because
a
lot of owners are dicks, and
this is
a lot of
terrible.
players are dicks.
This is terrible that I'm saying this, but they made like a sweatshirt that said NFL Taylor's version. I have never bought Taylor Swift merchandise in my life, but if there was a sweatshirt that said the Great Dick Race, Taylor's version, I would buy 3. I'm just saying, and all colors and cuts. I just
there we go.
Some ideas that I'm throwing out there for Taylor's version. Just saying.
That to be like Viagra would be a sponsor. Trojan, KY.
Trojan. Oh God.
Wait, and then we could get Magnum condoms involved, because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, but then there'd be a whole bunch of guys like trying to say that they're endorsed by Magnum when
they're not.
They're not.
Especially in America. We are the land of small dicks. So we are. I mean, I wouldn't know personally.
Did I ever have I ever shared with you guys? I'll have to share it another time, but there is a story that involves a guy who thought that he needed a Magnum and him almost dying because of my cats. It's a very, very entertaining tale that I'll tell sometime.
Okay. I mean, I almost want to hear it right now, but I guess we should move on.
Why not?
I feel like you had Lauren's like, I'm sorry, what? Do we have time for this story? Because I'll absolutely share.
Please do. We have time. We have time for you anytime.
Yeah,
Go.
Okay. Time for anything.
Okay, so the year is 2013. I met this guy. Don't remember what his name is. Don't even ask. Sweet guy, very nice. And I had just gotten out of a divorce, so it really wasn't planned. It wasn't planned for it to be like a long-term thing, but we clearly liked each other. And we went out on a date. It was very sweet. Lots of hand holding, lots of, little smooches in the dark. And he was, finally we get to the your place or mine. And he didn't really have much of a place to speak of. So I said, okay, you can come back to my apartment. Now, I was in the midst of moving. My apartment was littered with trash bags. And my cats were like hiding among those trash bags. But at that point, we're drunk, we're young, it doesn't matter. So we're like, yeah, we're good. We'll just go on past it. Let's do this. So, things are going along. And he pulls out a Magnum condom. And this dude, I am 5'2". Okay. This guy was maybe an inch taller than me, maybe 2. And I'm not saying that I judge a book by his cover, but he pulled out the Magnum and I did kind of go, really? Are you? But I was like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to ruin the mood. Whatever, that's fine. Not exactly. And so, but I let it go and things were kind of going. And then suddenly he stops and I was like, what's wrong? And he looks at me and he goes, the condom's gone. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean the condom's gone? He's like, do you know where it is? I said, why would I know where it is, sir? Where did it go? He's like, I don't know. It's gone. So, we were still drunk. We decided to just continue. He put on another Magnum instead of learning from the first time. And, things are done and we're laying there, we're talking. And he suddenly stops mid-sentence and says to me, do you have cats? And I said, I have 2. Why? And he turns to me and his eyes are all red and they're wet. And he looks like he's having a hard time breathing. And he says, because I'm deathly allergic to cats. So then I'm like, oh God, maybe we need to leave. Let's get out of here. Like, why is that not I feel like that's something that you should check on before you show up to somebody's house. So we're like trembling it up. We're picking up, we're trying to get out of the house. I get him down to my car and I'm going to be honest. I didn't finish it. So I was kind of like, now that you're out in the open, maybe we could. And he's like, no, I'm about to die. So I was like, okay, well, fine. We'll get back to that later. So I put him in the car and we drove off. And then 2 days later, he tells me I'm moving back to New York, which I think was actually like his way of being like, you almost killed me. I don't want to see you again. And I'm also going to share this just because I have no shame, and why not? I feel like some people may not know this is possible. I didn't know this was possible. So if there are women out there who needed to learn something about anatomy, you are going to learn today. Apologies, but also not. Yeah, I found the missing magnum. I essentially birthed it 2 days later. It came out when I went to the bathroom. So that is possible. Just letting you guys know. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Oh,
everybody's like, what? But I mean, honestly, I told this story on Twitter a long time ago. So to me, it means nothing. It means nothing to tell this story. This guy's like calling it false advertising, which might be my favorite thing ever.
And we told you folks that this was going to be a fun show. We were not lying. So it's
not even the worst story I have, to be honest. So the fact that everybody's like, oh my God, it's like,
that's great. I don't even know how to follow that up, Doug. I'm going to leave that to you, actually.
Oh, thanks.
I don't even know what to do over here. I got things to talk about, but I don't. Doug, what do you got?
All right. Well, steering the bus a little straighter. If we could steer the bus back on the road a moment.
I don't know, man. I think it already went off the. But
well,
you do you.
All right. Well, I'm going to try, but I don't know. And do like a record
that's
scratch.
Not one of you. That's a sound effect. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Greg didn't make that noise earlier. That was his sound effect for it, but yeah.
Oh, Doug, what's going on?
All right. So let's steer this a bit back on because this is kind of important. I want to talk about your summit you had for ADHD folks.
Oh, yes.
Because
2 days. Thank you, Chris. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we wanted to talk about ADHD. What's up with that? I could talk about that. Yeah. That might be my favorite comment ever.
Yeah. I like Gil. We'll be right back. Right?
Yeah, that was like a record scratch. All right, let's go over here.
You got this.
If I don't stop a conversation, it's not a Friday.
That's
I just want to
great.
make that.
That's great.
Okay, sorry, Doug. Please, we're trying so hard to corral 2 children right now. This is your fault. Please.
Hey, I'm a child too in this sense. I'm just like, okay, because yeah. All right, let's try this.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right. We'll be right back in the transition of the emergency. This is a test of the emergency broadcast
system. One of those little screens with like the puppy with the unplugged TV, and it's like, we're having technical difficulties. We'll be right back.
Right. We love going off the rails. So I'm sorry, Doug. You had something serious to talk about. Yes, so we need to. Yeah.
No, stop causing trouble.
Yeah. So it's just web address. Is that speaking to your ADHD conference that you had?
No. So that summit, actually, our very own Lauren Ye, who was in the comments probably learning more about me than she's ever wanted to learn. Lauren was actually one of the speakers at that summit. It's called the Chase to Chaos Summit. She did an incredible job. And actually, most of the people that showed up were there for her talk. And it was like kind of life-changing. And afterwards, I hunted her down and sort of begged her to work with me next year. And so hopefully she's going to be, I think we're all on board, but we're still kind of figuring out things behind the scenes. But the hope is that we're actually going to be running that summit together next year. Me, her, and another speaker named Nicole Croft. And so right now that does not have a website. The website that you see going over and over and over again is actually the website for my ADHD coaching, which is what I have been, oh, look, there it is, which is actually what I have been doing for the last 2 years. It is not the only thing I do. I actually have a new website that has been built that's kind of dedicated to all the other stuff that I do, and it's going to continually be growing. That one is dedicated to my writing, to things that I have about living as an expat in Costa Rica, herbalism, things like that. That website is the ariannabradford.com. And, I'll make sure I share that with the guys so that they can share that with y'all. But that is a separate thing. That is, and this is the ADHD done is actually kind of wrapped under that umbrella of things that I do. So this website that you see is actually me, pretending to be professional, which I'm not very good at, and I don't think anybody expects that, but I try.
All right. All right. Doug, you got a follow up or no?
I mean, what was the I was keep wanting to call it a conference, but it's a summit. Yeah. I think that's a better description of it. So you had, I think, like, what was it, like 10 speakers? Like it was like a lot of people, 12. So you had a lot of folks that you spoke about being able to focus with use ADHD to your advantage in the workplace. I think, was it workplace related or life related or both? Why not both? As we said.
I really tried to talk about things from all walks of life. Like it wasn't just work, it wasn't just life, it was kind of all of it. So we had some great talks about like returning to yourself after you're divorced. We had some really good conversation about the kind of silencing the inner critic. Trying to think of what other ones we had. We had a lot of talk about not giving up on the things that you like, but kind of learning how to put those things together. So there were a lot of very important conversations that went on about, just kind of trying to take this brain that works differently and being okay with it and making it work. Because, if we don't talk about those things, then I don't know, nobody else will.
I think we're also learning that there's a lot more people that have brains that work like yours than, it's not unusual. There's plenty of folks who are neurodivergent, ADHD, even if you might be on the autism scale. We're finding that there's a spectrum of all this stuff. Like it's not just, well, I'm ADHD and I'm just like this. Like there's a scale to all of that, and just like there is for neurodivergency and things of that ilk. So like having something to have different speakers voice their experience with functioning with ADHD, and everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different way that they cope. Everybody has a different way they walk through the world with it. So yeah, I think that was just a great idea to have as a summit. And you sounded like it was pretty successful, and I hope you guys continue to do it.
For its first year, it definitely was. There are things that we kind of figured out and we want to continue to change and grow. And that's kind of the whole point, right? Is to continue to change it. So, but it was a lot of fun. It really was. It was definitely a labor of love. Different doesn't mean it. Yeah. And, one of the things that I will also say is I truly believe that ADHD, at least specifically, is going to, I would say, give it about 5-10 years. And I don't think it's going to be considered a disorder anymore. I think it's just going to be considered a brain type. There are so many people who think like I do. Sorry for all of you. But there are so many people who identify with the things that I bring up. And that number is continually growing, that I just truly don't believe. I feel like disorder speaks to something that is more rare, and this just isn't. It's just not rare. So I honestly think that it's going to be one of those things that eventually is just going to be a brain type. And yeah, that was my. Do you guys want to say hi to Cass? He just walked past.
Was that the dog that had a bunch of health issues that you guys had to get help for?
He still has health issues.
Okay.
We got him with heartworm, and he had his last 2 heartworm treatments, and they were like, in 3 months, bring him in just so we can make sure he's free of heartworm. Said cool, brought him in, thinking, hey, he's just gonna come home with me, with them saying that he's all good, and then they're like, yeah, so he doesn't have heartworm anymore, but now he has this other tick-borne disease that he apparently had when he first came into your house that no one caught. So now he's on a new medication for like the next, month. So
hooray!
My entire 2023 has been taking care of sick people. Don't get me started. Sick people and animals.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're drinking tea.
That's the perfect segue to actually, I wasn't really going to talk about this, but I absolutely have to get Arianna's point of view on this. So you brought up how I was talking to my kids today about ADHD, actually, and it wasn't really in the context of having you on, so this is great. The context was that I have, I'm a homeschooler, as y'all know, and part of my homeschooling curriculum is showing my boys certain documentaries about current events. So last week they saw a documentary on Max about fake news, and they found out all about Pizzagate, Doug, and they were like, what? And QAnon and 4chan and all that craziness. And my boys are like, my boys personally, Doug, and they were just like, what are you talking about, dude? So I put it in front of that, and we had a really good conversation. Today, Arianna, it was this one.
Oh Lord.
Yes. So they saw that, and we had a conversation. And I want to hear not only your opinion on it, but also what I really found fascinating is the aspect of, specifically, Doug, people taking medications or pills to be better at playing video games. And I'm still wrapping my head around this, Doug. And let's get Arianna's thing, but I see your face, Doug. So I think you have a comment on this too. And I'm just blown away. So if you want to speak to, it looks like you know about this documentary. So if you want to speak to that, but also speak to the level of people wanting to medicate people who have ADHD, and if there's any, not that there's not legitimacy to it, just your whole thoughts on all of it.
I feel like my thoughts are going to be much longer. Doug, do you want to go first?
No?
I was just going to say that very quickly, I have a son who competitively games, and he does not take any meds. Well, he takes one meds for he has Tourette's, so he takes it to try to regulate that, but he doesn't take Adderall and all that stuff.
That's not what we're talking about.
But I'm just saying
right.
He could take stuff like that, and he doesn't. But I was unaware that was a big issue. So that was all I was going to say. But let's hear it. Sorry, go Arianna.
Yeah, Arianna. Let's go. This is your wheelhouse. I really want to hear this because I really want to talk to the boys about it too. There's a conversation back and forth, but also I would like to hear your opinion.
I was sitting like this because I was trying to keep the thoughts inside. I have a lot of opinions, and I'm not going to. I feel like everybody's gotten to know me quite well just in the last 30 minutes, and I don't want to force them to get to know me any more than that. But my feeling personally is that the attitude about medication, first off, we care way too goddamn much about what other people are doing with their lives. It's none of your business whether somebody decides to medicate or not. If they are making the decision to medicate, I promise you, yes, I know that there are people out there using Adderall for partying and shit like that. But what you have to understand is if you're not ADHD, when you take ADHD medication and you are ADHD, it makes you feel normal. Okay. You don't feel like partying all night. You just feel like doing your taxes. There's nothing that's illicit about taking ADHD medication. And when we decide to medicate or to not medicate, I was medicated. I am no longer medicated. There is a possibility that due to some other health issues, I may wind up having to go back on my medication for a short bit. That is my choice. That is my decision. It is a very personal decision that has a lot of figuring out and financial decisions and things like that the rest of you should not be involved in. And the fact that everybody wants to start being like, well, why do we take Adderall instead of just sending kids outside to play soccer? Bitch, why do you care? You want to go outside and play soccer? Go play soccer by your goddamn self. Okay? Like, you don't need to be telling me what fixes my brain or what makes me feel better, because especially for some of these things that we deal with, whatever you're suggesting, we've tried it. So if I didn't ask for your opinion, I don't need it. Now, talking about that lovely documentary that you put up, I feel like we are alarmist about the wrong things. Okay? There are people who are going to misuse every system, every medication, everything that is made to do good for people. Somebody will figure out a way to use it for their own gain. That's just the way that human beings are, because we're trash. And when we're trash, we tend to do trash shit. And so making it so that something that works for many people who are using it the way that they're supposed to because of a few pieces of trash is stupid. And trying to paint these things that help so many people as negative because some people are using it negatively, it's stupid. You're hurting people. And I see documentaries like that, or on my channel, I delete comments a lot where people try to say that ADHD isn't real, or that if we just tried yoga instead of medication, or if I just ate more raw foods instead of taking medication, then you'd feel. You don't. That's not helping anyone. If that worked for you, great. But there are so many things that are options out there. And as sad as I am to say it, ADHD is so poorly researched and understood still that nobody is asking you. So unless my decision is hurting you, which it's not, I don't really want to hear why you think Adderall is bad or pills are bad, or why you think that people are just rushing to medicate. That most of us are not, and you don't get to decide what's a rush and what's not. My son is medicated now, and I went through a lot of researching and soul searching and talking to him and helping him with tools and blah, blah, blah before we got there. And I shouldn't have to explain that to some stranger who has their own vices that they really should be paying attention to instead. So yeah, those are my feelings. I have lots.
Awesome. That's awesome. And you were more concise than you give yourself credit for, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I did what?
You're more concise
than you give yourself credit for. You're like, yo, man, I'm gonna take up all your time, and we're like, Doug and I are here, man. We ain't going anywhere.
I mean, I just feel kind of like, it's something that, how sometimes people will be like, what if somebody told you that they would give you $50,000 to talk about something for 40 minutes right now? What would you choose? I'm like, that's one of those things that you could just put me up there and give me a mic and be like, rant for 40 minutes about this thing, and I'll give you $50,000. I would have $50,000 like that. It's not a hard thing for me to rant about. It's so, because I'm also, like I said, I'm not medicated anymore. And I didn't do it because I don't like medication. I did it because my medication is $200 a bottle per month. And I was like, I can't do that. That's ridiculous. And that plus the fact that I had like some other health stuff that I wanted to work through, I said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and try to figure this out herbally. And I now manage everything with herbs. I'm a total herb nerd, and that's another thing that I could sit here and talk about for way too long if you give me the chance. Because I think that it's fascinating. Herbal medicine is fascinating. But and so I hear it from the other side now. I hear people now kind of being like, oh yeah, you're trying to say that cinnamon can help with blood sugar. What, you don't believe in insulin? And it's like, you can do both. Two things can exist. It's totally completely possible to believe in herbs, but also understand that if I have cancer, I need chemo. I feel like we can have two things. So it gets to me on a very special level because I get it from both sides a lot of the time. from people who feel that pills are the answer to everything, and from people who believe that, if I'm not licking a tree when I have a headache, that I'm gonna get cancer. I don't know. It pisses me off. So.
Can I just interject there, Greg? It's
of course.
because what she's saying is true. Like, for instance, hibiscus is very good for heart health. It's good for blood pressure. Very good for that stuff. That doesn't mean I'm not going to take my blood pressure meds. Like, I'm using it as a help. I'm not using it as a cure all. Like, if I have that as a means to help, great. It's an easy tool to use. But I also know that I need to take meds, and that's not a shameful thing. That's what I need to survive. I understand what you're saying there, Arianna. I was just trying to relate it in a way from my perspective. But yeah.
I'm just imagining you out there just shoving hibiscus flowers in your.
No, it's all tea and sorrel. Like, I like that guy Jackie Summers makes sorrel, and that
it's very good, and it's we call it flor de jamaica down here, but it's hibiscus tea is very popular down here as well, and it's excellent for that.
Yep, it's super good.
Excellent. Anyway. I'm going to jump in here and get my second beer going because I think it's going to be my last one. Give me what it is real quick. Doug, we're going to continue the theme of Venture Brewing here with Group Soak. It is a Berliner. I got to put it in front. Here we go. Look at that. Cover my goofy face. It's a Berliner Weiss, Doug, with, this is a Doug special. Acai, plums, strawberry, and Gesha coffee, Doug.
Look at that color of that.
Looks like a smoothie.
Also, it's acai. It's not acai. I learned that from my 16-year-old son.
That's kind of like the time that I learned that quinoa is not said quinoa.
It's quinoa.
It looks like it should be quinoa.
So how is that, Greg?
It's also it's Venture and Youngblood, which is a brewery out here of Madison. It is interesting. It's not. When I say interesting about beer, people think that I immediately mean bad. I mean the depths of flavor here are kind of crazy with the plum and the strawberry. I'm not tasting much coffee, and since I don't even know how to say acai, I'm not even acai. Yeah, whatever, y'all. English
doesn't look like that. But yeah.
English is a bitch. How about that? English is a bitch. And I know that because I've homeschooled two boys, and seeing their faces on like, why am I supposed to do this? Because it says you should. That's it. There's no other logical reason. A lot of English. Yeah, Doug, this is an interesting one. It's really, really thick, as you can see. I'm not sure if this is one. Look at this. This looks like a smoothie, man.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish this one. This is one that you share. You know what I mean? Like you and I have like a little bit. Man, It's big. It's puckery. Yeah, acai. So yeah, I might go back to my Kavik, Doug, because I don't know if I can do.
Yeah,
it's really intense. So that's what I got. What you got, Doug, real quick, and then we'll get to something messy before we probably get back to something serious.
Yeah, so this is something you gave me as well. This is from Parched Eagle.
Parched Eagle Brew Pub.
So this is Burgeoning Goth Queen. What a name!
Yes, look at that picture though. Look at that can art. Doug, turn it a little bit. Yeah, look at her eyes. Ooh, she's scared. This is perfect for Halloween, bro.
Yeah. So this is basically an oatmeal stout, 6.7%. Poured out in my little black is beautiful glass, but yeah, it's nice and thick.
Yeah, that is grease.
Yep, it is. It's pretty good. Now, I am not a huge oatmeal stout fan. It's actually the only thing that I like less as a stout is an oyster stout. I don't like those all that much, but those are rare.
Yeah, they are rare.
But this is pretty good, and 6.7 is a lot higher than normal oatmeal stouts. More than like the low fives, from my experience, but.
Yeah, Tim Burton vibes. Doug, you got to have the buffalo testicle one when you go to Denver if you ever go there.
I will go there at some point because my son lives there now, and my brother-in-law and his wife live there. So at some point, I'll be in Denver.
Yeah, oatmeal stout. So this is the season. Arianna, it's Halloween, and I thought that Halloween. I was like, Halloween's cool for having Arianna here because I got a couple questions for you.
A scary bitch. No.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What does Costa Rica do for this?
We don't. Costa Rica
at all? Nothing.
Well, Costa Rica is a Catholic country.
Okay.
Largely Catholic. So the dynamics here are very weird in that it's been a Catholic country for a very long time, but the youth is kind of starting to, and like the younger families are kind of starting to adjust to other other culture, not cultures, but other customs. Customs was the word.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
And Costa Rica has a lot of like a pretty big expat community, a lot of people from other countries, and Halloween is a holiday in a lot of other countries, and so there is a lot of in a lot of the private schools there will be celebrations for the kids. But if you're talking like trick or treat, get dressed up, go to people's houses, that's not a thing down here. You kind of have to find your own little pockets of people who celebrate and kind of just have Halloween parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool. Well, I got a question for you. We're gonna have to harken back to your youth for this one, but audience or people who are watching, please use the comments to make your to answer this one too. So, what candy would you trade or trash, Arianna, when you were trick-or-treating when you were young? Meaning you didn't fuck with it.
I mean,
you got it and you're just like, I'm out. I'm not doing it.
I mean, immediately one of them was in that picture. Candy corn is trash. Candy corn is fucking nasty. Actually, if I wanted to start a fight amongst, I'd probably get kicked off the show for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I hate Reese's Pieces. I think chocolate and peanut butter do not belong together.
What?
I think it's nasty. Think it's nasty. I'm sorry. I've tried so many different, and sometimes they try to act. Yes, black licorice is also nasty. It's so nasty.
Oh, look, Lauren is gasping at you.
Listen, oh my God, guys, when I was on Twitter, I started one of the biggest fights I have had on my page to this day because I was just like,
"What?" Phil says.
I was like, Reese's cups are trash, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. Oh my God, everybody was like, "What is wrong with you?" But I will fight to the death about this. It is so nasty. I don't.
Okay. Do you like peanut butter?
Yeah.
And do you like chocolate?
I do.
Okay, so when they're together, it's just not
happening.
Things that I like that don't belong together. I love pickles. Well, I don't love pickles, but I like pickles and I love ice cream. But if you gave me pickles and ice cream, I'd be like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
Well, yeah, we have that feeling about beer. We do.
Do I feel similarly about Reese's Pieces? Yes, I do. Basically, anytime.
Yeah, Lauren, she said Reese's Pieces suck. Is what I heard.
Basically, anytime that anybody gives me chocolate and there is peanut butter in it, I will not eat it. My husband. That was my husband yelling here.
He's right.
Yes, Mark. Get her.
Go, Mark.
Listen. It's that. Ooh, you know what else used to suck? You remember circus peanuts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. What kind of peanuts? Those
they were like
they're orange. They were orange and like spongy and like not good.
It was just basically like shoved together like sugar, wasn't it? Like, wasn't that what it was basically?
Kind of.
Those
it tastes
terrible. Horrible.
I've never seen. Yeah, I've never seen them handed out trick or treating. No, I've always seen them at stores. Never. I've seen them at stores.
I've seen them.
I have too. Those.
Yeah, those are awful.
Those and those nasty little candy dots that were on the paper. Those were also really nasty. Does anybody remember the candy dots? I'm not crazy, right? Somebody else.
Oh, the candy dots are horrible. Yes, and sometimes they wouldn't come off the paper. So then what the fuck do you do with that?
Eat the paper?
Like, right? No.
Paper.
No. Give me all the Smarties. I don't know who that is, but we're talking about what you
that's Raphael.
Yeah. I don't want to hear what y'all love. I want to hear what y'all hated.
Oh, I got. Go
Doug,
ahead,
what
Greg.
you got for hating?
Oh, you want me?
Got.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
okay.
what you got? Let's go. Right.
Almond Joy or Mounds can get the fuck out. Anything with
Almond Joy
coconut,
or
in
Mounds.
Thank you. Thank
those
you.
things suck.
So nasty.
They are
Yes.
terrible.
Yes, they are horrible.
And I got, yeah, and I was like, nope, it's got coconut in it. Get out of here.
The worst was when they would give like the king size almond joys, like they thought they were doing something, and you're like, so you're trying to say doubly hate me then?
Right?
Is that what this means? Like, go fuck yourself.
Right. What's wrong with you, motherfuckers?
You know, Gil, you're from Chicago. Right. They give you shitty stuff there, like Malort. You can.
Right. Bottle cap candy.
Okay, I agree with that. How does everybody feel about Milk Duds? Because I did not like Milk Duds, but I know that some
people... I'm not a huge fan of those.
I couldn't even.
Give me one or two, and then I can get rid of the rest of them. Because it was like, did y'all have like a discard pile too? Like where like you had like what you wanted, and then like the shit that I didn't fuck with, I just like I'm not eating this. So
basically, the candy that I wouldn't eat wound up back in my bag, and then it would just kind of go stale, like in the back of my pantry. I would just eat the stuff that I really wanted, and then I would either do that or I would offload the stuff I didn't like onto my parents if I knew that they liked it. So
right,
you know,
right.
But otherwise, I didn't really.
Here's a bad one. Mary Jane's. Do you remember those?
I never had those.
They were like this awful caramelly thing that was like maple.
Oh God!
I don't remember Mary Jane's.
Yeah. Now, bear in mind, I'm old. This is like that's like a 1940s kind of candy.
Oh, okay.
Doug just aged himself by accident.
Tootsie Rolls.
I liked Tootsie Rolls, but you know what? I preferred the fruity Tootsie Rolls. They had like the fruity ones.
No.
Yes. Oh my God, the cherry ones. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I'll trade you those for the Reese's Pieces.
That's fine. I would have been beaning you with those, just being like, give me all of them.
Right. We would have been good. I could have shifted some of y'all. But y'all wouldn't have taken my almond joys though. That's horrible. Candy corn, especially when we were young too. You mentioned how they were trash. I just didn't like they didn't have like a wrapper. Like so like people would just drop like candy corn into your bag. And it was so like I'm not even a germaphobe, but I'm like, ew, that was on your hands. No.
So they're packaged now. They are packaged now.
Okay.
It doesn't make it any better. And also, can I just say, I have seen this passed out for Halloween. This is not particularly a Halloween candy, but I've seen them passed out on Halloween. So they count Peeps.
No, they're an Easter thing for me. But
don't do that.
They're peep pumpkins. They're peep pumpkins.
Yeah, but they're terrible.
That's my point. They're disgusting.
Peeps don't work at any time of the year. Fuck all that. They got Christmas Peeps now. They try to like make Peeps stuff. They try to make Peeps like all year round now. Fuck all that.
It's like something out of Mean Girls. Stop trying to make Peeps happen.
Right. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right. Can I also just say, like, if you just want fruity, chewy things, there's Starburst. You don't need Tootsie Roll fruits.
Correct. And Skittles actually, but Skittles.
So here is something that people feel surprisingly strongly about, and I'm very interested in your answer. Best flavor of Starburst.
Doug. It's definitely strawberry. I'm sorry.
What?
No, not for me. Strawberry.
Oh, lame.
I'm probably. It's going to be either orange or lemon. Probably lemon.
What is wrong with you?
Y'all, no. What do you got, Ken?
Orange.
What do you got, Miss Candy over there?
Cherry by a mile. I don't understand you. And it is also the best flavor of Jolly Rancher. I will just say that right now.
That I will agree with you on a Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Ranchers are the best Jolly Ranchers.
Okay.
See?
Gil, I haven't heard. Gil, what don't you like? Do you like all the fucking candy? Because everything everything we say, he calls us haters. So what's up, Gil? Like, what do you don't like? So we can come after you, right?
Gil was the one who said Tootsie Rolls. He was the one who said, yeah.
Gil.
He was the one who said he didn't like them. Am I wrong?
Well, I don't know, but he's.
Oh no, that was somebody else. That was somebody else. Sorry.
We're gonna cancel
That
Bill, not show any
Yeah,
of his comments.
that was Raphael that said that.
Who said? Oh
Okay,
God.
okay. Raphael, that's fine. That's fine.
Jonathan
Oh,
says,
Gil. All right, Gil.
All right, Gail, you redeemed
Redeemed.
yourself with that. You
Redeemed.
redeem yourself with that.
you guys,
Yeah.
Jonathan is saying watermelon is the best Jolly Rancher. Can we?
That's the OG though.
That's wrong though. That's
But
wrong.
it's the OG. It's the
Okay,
one that
fine,
started it
fine,
all,
fine.
Arianna.
Fine. Can we all at least admit that grape Jolly Ranchers taste like cough syrup? Can we just all agree on that?
Grape Jolly Ranchers, and I love grape everything. They're really, really bad.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will concede to the rest. The grape ones taste like medicine.
100%. Lauren agrees.
Yep.
Is this Raphael again saying green apple?
Lots of people love green apple Jolly Ranchers.
They're better than the grape ones. They're better than the grape ones because the grape ones are just
better than the grape ones. But I'm going to say that if I had to not have cherry, the next one would be blue raspberry. I like some cough syrup though.
Doug doesn't like raspberry or anything. He's wrong about that, but you know.
I like raspberries. I do not like raspberry flavored things. Like
Arianna, you are.
I'm a prophet of truth. I am many things. I will go with the prophet of truth as well.
Look at that. You can dress up like that as Halloween. Do that down there.
Prophet
of truth.
I'll just go out as myself. It's fine.
Yeah.
That works for me.
No, Jonathan, you're about to be canceled. No.
Whoa.
Are you yesing that it's horrible or are you yesing that it's good, Jonathan? Because we all agree.
Please clarify there. Yeah.
I never understood licorice. I never understood why y'all like it. I never understood why it's a product. I never understood
I don't even like
it. I just never got it, Doug. Never, ever.
Yeah, and I don't even like Twizzlers or things like I've never been a fan of licorice in general.
No. No, JC.
Hey, you know what, JC? I'm going to tell you, move to Iceland because every candy there tastes like black licorice. I promise you. That is a thing there.
And JC probably likes these dumb licorice beers too. How awful are those, Doug? Oh my God.
Licorice?
You ever have a
Oh, yeah, they're bad.
Well, that's nice of you on Halloween.
Hey, that just means more black licorice for you, JHD.
Yeah,
look at it that way.
Lauren's right, though. Keep them around and get rid of yours. JC, do you do the red too, JC? Because that's awful too. They're both really bad, in my opinion.
I think Twizzlers suck, but I would rather have Twizzlers than black licorice any day. Just because the black licorice is just nasty.
Black licorice is just nasty. Absolutely. Licorice whips, Doug. They're great to end a Friday and they're edible. What? Wait.
Licorice whips are actually they're licorice that are one thin long strand. And they call them whips because you can go.
Okay.
But that is an actual thing.
And Chris, what are we using them for? I mean, because he said he had to mention that they're edible. So to me, that means that there's other uses for that.
I'm assuming that the usage of whips was like a BDSM thing. That's what
I don't know. But the fact that he mentioned that they're edible tells me that there's other uses.
And that's a great way to end a Friday on top of it. Like, okay.
Right.
If that's not what he meant, a lot of people are going to be like, Arianna, what the fuck is wrong with you, girl? Like, we're all starting to worry about you.
Like, you whipping them and you're eating them. That's all kinds of JC black, but no red. That's really, really interesting. Red vines over Twizzlers.
Make me wonder how JHG plays checkers. Sorry.
Right.
What a dad joke. That's a dad joke.
That is a dad joke. Yes, you're welcome.
So while we're on Halloween stuff, y'all, y'all keep with the comments with the candy. We'll get back to that. I quizzed Doug on this a little bit. I don't know if you have anything, Arianna, but here we go. Do y'all have any especially in the comments too, y'all? Y'all have any Halloween drinks? Anything that you have a favorite, anything that you're drinking on Halloween? It doesn't have to be alcoholic. It could be hot chocolate. Anything special on Halloween? Halloween doesn't seem to be a drink day at all. It seems to be obviously a candy day, but it could be what's wrong with a nice drink? Doug, do you have anything for this?
I was trying to think when you said this. I said, man, I don't think I definitely don't have any like cocktails, but there's a million cocktails that probably could be had. But like one of my favorites is All Hallows Dark Lager from Omegang. That's just a good black lager. It's a good solid black lager. You mentioned pumpkin beers, but that's definitely around this time, as is for Thanksgiving. There's very few of them that I like. I like Warlock from Southern Tier. That's probably my favorite one. That has a very Halloween themed bottle, so maybe that too.
Yeah, Arianna, you do anything? It doesn't sound like you celebrate Halloween down there. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Obviously,
not down here, but even when I was in the U.S., I wasn't really a huge Halloween person. I am the blackest basic white bitch you will ever meet. So I do love fall. So I have a lot of fall drinks that I like.
That shit's right.
And then you moved to Costa Rica where there isn't a fall. Like, way to go.
No, I have to say October is the only time of the year where I am sad about living here because I miss the change in season around fall. And actually, my friend was making fun of me because I went on a pilgrimage basically to try to find I can't even say the name of this drink without laughing because it is so basic, but I don't care. It was an apple crisp oat milk frappuccino.
Okay.
It was good though. It tasted like an apple pie. So, I'm very much I like the Starbucks drinks are really good around this time of year. But like I do like hot toddies around this time of year.
Hot toddies. Okay. Yeah.
I have
a nice hot. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say I have them when I'm like if I'm not feeling well. Hot toddies are great for that. They're really good.
People say when they're not feeling well, and that's good. But I kind of like them just when it's when it was chilly out. But because it's not really cold here anymore, or whatever, it's really just I don't know. I just try to drink anything that reminds me of fall. Things that taste like apples. Things that taste like things that taste like fall to me is basically.
Yeah, and but when we were growing up, there wasn't really that much of a variety. But now, Arianna, you mentioned all the like coffee drinks, and you see the pumpkin spice in almost everything now. People are almost irritated by it. That it's like, and they're like, "Oh no, here comes pumpkin spice season." And even in beer, people are like, "Oh no, here comes pumpkin beer season." But like pumpkin clearly is like the choice. But as I said with beers, I really wish pumpkin would extend out to Thanksgiving more. Because that you have you have pumpkin pie Thanksgiving, and I think that those, you don't think that pumpkin spice and that whole kind of pumpkin-y goes with the Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, sorry, I was shaking my head because I hate pumpkin pie.
Oh, okay. No worries.
It triggered a response to me where it was like you said pumpkin pie. My immediate response was like I don't want. To me, the only pie. I know that we were arguing about candy and now we're going to argue about pie. But to me, the only pie that you need for Thanksgiving is apple.
Oh,
apple pie.
Wow. I wasn't even trying to get into that one. But real quick, we can. But someone addressed a comment to you. You don't like pumpkin anything, Arianna, or is it just the pie?
So, okay, here's where I'm going to start getting a little snobby, and I apologize in advance. But most of the stuff that they consider to be pumpkin flavored is actually not pumpkin flavored. It is clove and cinnamon flavored. It is not flavored like pumpkin.
Yep.
And it's not that I don't like pumpkin flavored anything. It's just that I could think of much better use for cinnamon and clove. The only pumpkin thing that actually exists out there that actually is pumpkin pie, and I can't stand it. So that's my answer to that.
Okay.
Pumpkin cream chai tea. Hold on, I'm screenshot. Hold on, I need to try this. Hold on. Don't take that down. Oh my God. Yes. Chris is now my new favorite person. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Look at that. I love it.
Lauren also asked me, by the way, if I like PSLs, just to answer her question. The answer is no, but if I cannot get any other fall drink, I will drink it. That is my answer to that.
Okay. Chris says that what you just took a picture of tastes like a pumpkin roll in a cup.
And again, a pumpkin roll doesn't have pumpkin in it. It's all cinnamon and clove. And so that's fine with me. Sounds good to me.
Right.
I will be trying that.
Right. And I like that distinction that you made because when it's specifically what you're saying is pumpkin spice. When people say pumpkin spice, that is absolutely really almost never a pumpkin taste at all, or even pumpkin flavoring or any of that stuff.
Because pumpkin is a squash. It doesn't have spice. That's not a thing. It doesn't exist.
Right. Lauren, no, we're not gonna take too much pumpkin pie hate here. So we're gonna act like you never said that, Lauren. We're gonna move on. And Chris is right here. And I don't want to hear Doug's comment because it's irrelevant. Sweet potato pie is so much better.
Is in disagreement with that comment, then I agree with Doug. I'm gonna say that right now.
No, y'all are both wrong, and
hey, majority rules on the show, motherfucker.
No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. So fuck all that. This isn't a democracy here. This is a damn dictatorship. Fuckers. You fuckers. JHG comment, he likes his licorice like he likes his men. Black.
Oh.
So there's that.
Black and tasting like shit.
Black and nasty. Got it. Okay.
Wow, the black man hate here too. Y'all some real bitches.
We're not black men.
Right. Y'all some real bitches tonight. And I mean really more Doug than Arianna. So we do carve pumpkins and actually learn we take the stuff out of the pumpkin and we actually make pumpkin pie, Lauren. So some of us do, some of us do. So
what about the seeds? Do you toast the seeds and season them because those are delicious?
Those
like
are
if you season.
No, fuck all that.
Man, you were just on the wrong side of everything tonight, Greg. What is going on with you?
Right, no, you got it all wrong. Right. Oh, Doug is gonna love this comment. He's gonna agree with this one.
Yeah, that was me. I'm gonna love that because it was me.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna delete that shit if I could.
Well, that's because Lauren asked me if apple pie was the best pie, and I said no. And then she asked me what was the best pie.
It's one of the, I would say, but it's not the. It's one of the.
It depends. It depends on the apple pie. It depends on the apple pie, though. Like, how are you seasoning it? Like, that matters.
Like with salt and pepper, I feel like is there
no.
Like,
because
what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, it requires a certain amount of cinnamon and nutmeg, much like a pumpkin pie.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. Some people don't do that. Some people just make an apple fucking pie, and I'm like, that's not.
Well, you're talking about white people apple pie. You're not talking about.
I was gonna not say that, but you did, so I feel better.
Yes. So my boy, an inside joke in my house is that my boys are clearly, if y'all know who my significant other is, they're half white and half black. So a lot of times when they cook, I asked them did y'all cook like black people today or white people? And that Arianna, you know what that means. Did y'all use any kind of spice? Did y'all juice it up? Did y'all do anything with this? Like it's bland. Y'all cooking like white people today. What the hell's going on? And just give me this look like
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I was looking up macaroni and cheese recipes. And I found one where someone put pear in macaroni and cheese.
What?
I've seen it with things like I've seen it with butternut squash, which is actually not too bad. People put onions in it and tomatoes to make it like and that's white people shit there. But
that's almost like raisins in a potato salad type shit. What are we doing here? What is
pears?
Must be a white personality. Bill's right. Ew. Are the pears at least soft or? What the fuck is going on?
To be honest, as soon as I saw pear mac and cheese, I backed out. I don't know. I don't have any idea. All I know is as soon as I saw that, I was like,
y'all bastardizing our mac and cheese.
And people on Twitter, pissed at me because that was like one of my favorite jokes was to talk about how like white people like to put shit in food like that doesn't need to be there. And they'd be like, "Oh, why you gotta be racist against white people?" I'm like, I'm not
racist.
Stop putting pears in mac and cheese, and then we'll have a conversation.
The truth is the truth is the truth. You know, the truth is the best. What is it? What do they say? The truth is the best remedy, or what do they say? Yeah.
Medicine or something like that.
So I'm gonna start. Or go on, Doug.
I have one question.
Okay.
This is this point of debate in my house.
Homemade
mac and cheese versus Kraft macaroni and cheese.
That's an argument in your house?
Isn't it situational?
No, because Kraft macaroni and cheese sucks.
Right, but like the reason I say it's situational is because sometimes you don't have time to be making a whole.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
My kids are all about the fucking Kraft macaroni and cheese.
But
can't we just do Annie's instead of like Kraft? Kraft is horrible.
Yeah, but even Annie's like homemade mac and cheese.
Is this
you cannot beat homemade mac? That's impossible.
Right.
And Kraft mac and cheese doesn't even come close.
No,
not even close.
Now, I have 4 kids, and only one of my kids likes homemade mac and cheese. All the other ones are like, "Give me the Kraft shit," and I'm like, "You guys are fucking nuts."
No, y'all are wrong. Like they literally want the Kraft over the homemade. They're wrong. Yeah, there's no question on that. Actually, there's no even. I'm not even going to discuss it. JHG, the truth is the best medicine. That's one. The truth is the defense. So when people say you slandered me, not if I'm telling the truth.
That's
true. The truth is a defense and the best medicine too. I wanted to bring up another debate that I know that all people have completely on literally the opposite end of the candy spectrum. And you'll see what I mean by that. Do you have this debate in your house, Arianna?
No, actually, my husband and I are on the same page about that one. We're on the same page about it. So no.
Okay, so is it A or is it B? And you better watch what you say here.
You better come correct.
It may inflame the whole thing here.
Okay, but I'm sorry, but if you're going for A, that really honestly suggests that there are problems in your household. B is the only answer. B is the only answer. I don't understand who would do A. Are there people out there that are like hurt and I just don't. Okay, no. Somebody did give me a good reason once, and that was because they have a cat. And because when they had it the other way, their cat was like unrolling it, but with A, it was a lot harder.
Your cat can still unroll it that way. They just have to do it a weird way. But yeah, I can see what you're saying there. But
I like. But other than that, no, we do not. We actually don't have that debate in my house. It is. We also don't have the seat up, seat down debate, which I know is very popular, but we don't have that here either. So we're kind of boring in that regard.
Okay. Our debate is not that. It's, hey, when you're done and there's an empty roll, pull that shit off and replace it with the full roll, and don't just set it on top of the thing, because we've seen that.
Okay. Yeah. Why is that even a fucking debate?
Listen, I'm going to say right now to any person out there who is married to a man, all right?
And it's always men.
No. You just
I don't mean that in a negative sense. That's what I'm just saying. Sorry.
If you realize that the toilet roll needs to be changed, just change it, because men will play this game dirty and they are ready to go just with a dirty ass rather than change the toilet.
Not me.
I'm telling you right now. I cannot tell you. I am a petty bitch. All right. I'm just gonna go right out there and say it. And there have been times where I'm like, I've changed the toilet paper roll the last 4 times. I'm not fucking doing it again. I'm leaving this one sheet, and I'm not going to touch it. And I'm going to wait until he does his morning poop after he drinks his coffee. And then he's going to have to change the roll. Why the fuck? Okay. Does he still somehow wind up making his side change the roll? Why? Because he's willing to play dirty. He's willing to go in there and be like, we have a bidet. I don't need toilet paper. It's fine. And he will just fucking leave it there. That one sheet will live there until
now we have the bidet.
There's 2 words.
Oh, for
two words for that. Weaponized incompetence.
He knows what he's doing, I say. They all do. So just change the rule. They're ready to.
Right.
They fight a war a lot harder than we do. So whatever.
Gil, what kind of look, man? You turned out to be a really upstanding fellow. I know you. You're a good guy, good father, fun guy to be around. But what kind of house did you grow up in, Gil? What the
I
fuck
know,
is going
really.
on?
What the fuck, man?
Good that the wife swooped in, and sometimes we need the ladies to set us straight. So that's all good. We like that. Yeah, Arianna, you said that that's not a debate in our household. So then, what is it? Oh, we got to it. Actually, it's a changing of the role.
Okay.
So that actually is not my household debate. That's just kind of an unspoken fight that goes.
Oh, okay. It's just a battle. Is it like the sheets on the bed? We don't even get started on that one, dog.
We've already talked about how I personally believe that top sheets are useless, but no, that's
high five from New York.
They're stupid. I'm just saying there's no point in them. No, our household debate. What is our household debate?
Yeah.
What was the thing Mark yelled at you before?
He disagreed with me that
peanut butter and chocolate. Is that the household debate?
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of a household debate because my son loves it, and
weaponizing content. Here, Jay, she's the exception here. He has to change it all. And I love the way you said it all the fucking time. So there's a little bit where you put fucking in the middle there. There's a little bit of, yeah.
I feel it though. I feel for anybody who has to change it all the time. I feel
psychological warfare. So nobody agrees about, hey, okay, I thought we were going to have more pushback on that. That's good. I'm good. I'm glad y'all
realized that I could do this. So hold on.
Y'all are normal. So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, so
here's my Instagram handle. I just realized I could have done that a long time ago and I didn't. So you're welcome. It's under my name. When the names show up, I'll actually have it under there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good times, y'all. Doug, do you have anything? Do you have another beer or what's going on?
Yeah, I have a third one, and this is one that I just found this week, and I've never had it before, so I'm super excited to try it.
Let's see what's up with that. And then I got another question, and then if we got anything more for Arianna, y'all got questions for Arianna, please put them in the comments. And I got a question for her, but Doug, you have a beer first.
From our friends at Omegang, a double barrel aged Imperial Reserve Stout. Oof. This is aged in two different barrels. I think it's in 5-year. They're both. I can't remember. I want to say it's Eagle Rare barrels. It's a Kentucky bourbon barrel that they age in one 5-year barrel for a while, and then in a 12-year barrel. This is aged in barrels for a year.
Oh damn!
So
that's right.
It is 13%. So this is a doozy of a beer. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, after I pour this and take a taste and tell you what it's like, I'm gonna look because oh no, I don't have it. There is the actual 4-pack that came in actually tells you what the barrels are, and I can't remember. It smells boozy as shit. It's so boozy.
Jealous here.
Oh my god, that is smooth. Boozy. You definitely know you're drinking something that's barrel aged.
Yes,
but it is smooth. Sometimes you get that sort of bitterness from like the barrel aging where it's like so boozy that it's bitter. Not this. This is smooth. It's almost velvety like chocolate. But it has that boozy flavor to it. Oh, that's good. That's really fucking good. Greg, I think I'm going to have to make a shipment of beer to you soon. I'm going to have to include one of those because that is fantastic.
Yeah, and I always got to give out for sure. Sounds good. Looks good. Sounds good. Everything's good. Arianna, I just love having you. I love that you're the perfect guest for many reasons. One of the reasons why is you can go from serious to messy in 2 seconds. You don't care about being messy. You love it. I love it. You embrace it. It's just fun. You're fun. We love it. Smooth like Lou Rawls. Remember Lou Rawls' voice?
Man, Lou Rawls.
Even when I was young, man, like some guys just had like sexy voices. That motherfucker's voice was like, whatever that dude would tell me to do, I would just do. It doesn't even matter. Like whatever dude, whatever Lou, that deep like voice just grabbed you. Like Luther Vandross was another one. Remember his voice is so like, oh man,
Barry White,
Barry White,
Teddy Pendergrass,
man, James Earl
shit.
Jones, man. So Arianna, I don't think we got to. You mentioned it, but what's going on over at the AriannaBradford.com?
So the summit kind of helped me realize that I don't mind talking about ADHD, but that's not the only thing I like talking about. And if I'm talking about that and only that, I burn out. And there are just a lot of things that I want to continue to keep doing. I hope to eventually become a registered herbalist. I'm working on a book. I've got like some services that I'm probably going to start offering, things like that have nothing to do with ADHD. So I made a website that is kind of a better central website that sends people to all the different things that I'm interested in. So it's my writing, herbalism, talking about my life down here in Costa Rica. And there's more to be added, but it's functional. It works. So that's what it's for right now.
All right.
Yeah. It's just a good chance to kind of actually be myself instead of just having to talk about one thing all the time.
Yeah. One of the difficult things about having you on, with all due respect, is that you're so wide ranged. So kind of, I noticed this earlier this week when I was looking you up again. I do know a lot about you, but just like trying to focus on one thing that you do is just like, wow, okay, I don't know, we're not going to be able to touch it all, or we'll be here for like 4 hours. So you got to almost narrow it down. But the herbalism thing kind of jumped off at me, especially given, as you mentioned before, your history with, pharmaceuticals, taking them. I wouldn't say being dependent on them, but having them as something that you use to help you get through, what you get through. And now I hear, and that's why I kind of wanted to tee you up with that documentary, is to hear like, because we've talked about this before, about, and you've mentioned that, what you mentioned before about it, but today you were really more emphatic about it, and we love that. So how, I guess your and that's I apparently it's not just an America problem, or maybe it is, as far as like pharmaceuticals being way too high. I'm jacking up the prices for things. That bottle of pills is probably only what I don't know if you did the research, but it's probably only like $20.
Yeah, it's not no to make. No,
yeah, $20 to make, and then or even if it's 100, there's some kind of markup with these. And it's usually like a lot, and we've seen it here in America a lot, where what I mean. Insulin is what, $3, and they're charging $300 for it, and it's just fucking out of control.
It is.
And then they do a lot of suppressing of herbalists and herbal things, and whether it be systematically or directly in our faces, they do whatever they can for us not to find these alternatives, and they demonize them too. So do you want to speak to any of that, where is it, in fact, first of all, let's start with, is any of what I just said true? Or have you found in your anecdotal evidence that it is true, meaning there's a big suppression of herbalism, and it creates a barrier of people saying, hey, I'm going to drop these pharmaceuticals and I'm going to try to go a good way, because Doug and I can't, what if Doug and I couldn't afford our heart medicine? Obviously we're not just going to try to get off of it, and we need it. But at the same time, if there's an alternative that's, natural and cheaper, we might be able to do that.
Right. So my theory is that, my theory is that we have become so used to being able to take a pill for one reason that has multiple ingredients in it, but a lot of but like usually one main active ingredient in it, that we don't know how to look at plants as medicine. A great example is the plant kava. All right. I don't know, for those of you who may not know, kava is a very popular plant for people with social anxiety, and some people will even drink it recreationally in place of alcohol. And when you use kava, when you drink kava, you'll usually have some sort of wording that's like, hey, if you can't drink this for too long, or you can't take it for too long because it will cause liver damage. However, when you look at the reports and the studies on kava, what is happening is they have taken one component, okay, one constituent of the kava plant, and said this causes liver damage in a certain concentration. But plants don't work that way. Plants don't work in just one constituent. They are a group of constituents all together delivering their medicine. So yes, obviously, if you went ahead and you ate a bunch of kava plants or drank way too much kava, yeah, you could probably cause liver damage. But if you were to take the plant as it was, you're taking it along with all these other constituents. So the chances of liver damage are not as high as it's said. Now, is it possible that some of this is a concerted effort from Big Pharma to make it so that we don't use plants? Maybe, possibly. But I also think that we have kind of lost touch with what the whole, with how to use plants at this point, because we've become so used to taking a constituent that we know works, concentrating it, and then putting it into an easily measured dosage. So we're so used to that we don't understand that that's not how plants work. Just like if I take my ADHD medication, I can expect to feel the effects probably within anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. If you use plant medicine, you have to give it time. It's not something where you can say, hey, I started taking St. John's wort yesterday and I'm still depressed. What the fuck? That's not how this works. It's going to take a few days to a few weeks for it to take on, because those constituents are a lot, I don't want to say weaker, but they're not concentrated. You're taking something that has not been concentrated into that one constituent. So I just feel like it's really sad, because the more that you do in your studies of herbalism, and the more that you study the history of herbalism used to be the only medicine we had. It was our folk medicine, okay? And a lot of the recipes and the things that we learned were oral, were
passed down.
Were passed down by family, right? And so we used to only have plants to work with, and we knew how they worked. Because we understood how they needed to be crushed up or dried or processed. But as time has gone, we've lost our connection with that. And we've gotten to the point now where, aspirin, for example, is actually based off of the bark of a tree. But we figured out what in that bark worked. We turned it into aspirin, and now I guarantee you, I myself, if you were to be like, Arianna, go out to the tree and go make me something with the bark of the tree is based off of, like, can't just take an aspirin. So yeah, I don't think it's necessarily just that we are being steered away from it. I think it's that we don't understand it as much as we could anymore. Gotcha. So yeah,
excellent. I hope that makes sense. Excellent. No, it makes great answer. And look, a black cat has Black Cat Day. It's Black Cat Day.
Halloween.
It's literally Black Cat Day. I know this for no other reason than I'm weird. Doug?
Yeah. Well, happy Black Cat Day. Yeah.
I have a follow-up to that, Arianna. So I believe, just from things that I've read, and granted, I am no expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that there is a point to where we used to have people who were back, we're talking way before industrial age, like where you people had your villages and your group of people was small. It was 50 to 300 people. And you had one or two people in that village that you went to them when you had issues.
Yes.
And they would come up with an herbal remedy to help you. It might not cure it, or you need to do this, you need to keep doing this, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually those people, once religion started getting its steamroll on, made those people witches.
Witches.
And it made folks who were herbalists into witches,
Mm-hmm.
which they would ostracize them, they would kill them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of these oral histories of natural ingredients that could be beneficial to people in certain ways, a lot of those were lost because they didn't have anybody to pass it down to, because they might be a 24-year-old person who's learning, and then they got accused of being a witch, and then you're dead, and then you don't have a chance to pass that on. I like a lot of oral histories have lost a lot of ways in a lot of different genres.
No, totally. But you are, that was something that I realized too as I started learning. I was like, a lot of these people who were called witches were really just herbalists. They were healers.
They were naturalists, and not just herbalists, but just naturalists in a lot of ways. And it's something that my wife is really, she does a lot of different things with herbs to try to help with different things. Like we have two elderberry bushes that are fucking ginormous, and we harvest a lot of elderberries, and we freeze them if we need to, but we make elixirs and things that help with, like, if you have a headache or you're not feeling well, and you take this little shot of elderberry and it helps.
Yep.
It's not an instant cure. It's not something that makes you feel instantly better. It's something that just alleviates some of the symptoms. And that's the thing, is our society has grown to a point where we believe that you take something and it should have an immediate effect and it should fix everything right away.
Completely. Absolutely. Yep. And
that's not how herbs or naturalism works.
No, not at all. It's a problem in itself, right? And so it makes it so that I've had people, and I will say this, to be fair, one thing that I have noticed, and this is me using my own remedies on myself, herbalism is also not the most convenient way of treating yourself. It's really not, because it's like I can take a pill once a day, maybe twice a day, or I can drink a liter of tea sometime throughout the day. So drink like 4 cups of tea and every day, and then I'll feel fine. And most people are not going to feel like brewing a liter of tea or brewing 4 cups of tea to feel better over 3-4 weeks. That's just, it's hard to do. Even some of the things that I have done that have helped me, like, have been great. But then the moment that I'm like, I got to do this again next week, it just falls right off. I don't do it. So it's also not convenient, but it is something that I think I want to eventually start helping people to better understand what it means and how it works.
Yeah. And it also sounded like, when you say it like that, it also sounds like it's something that you may not you may not do 100%, but you can make it 20% of your thing. Yep. Or what I mean, you fit it in where you can fit it in, depending on your lifestyle. Because if you're always moving, I mean, I remember when I was young, and I was telling my boys, I literally was at home when I was young an hour a day. Like, I just came home an hour a day, so I didn't have time to brew tea or any of that stuff, and I couldn't even make the time because I was just moving. And single mom, sounds like you were a single mom, or were you single mom at some point, Arianna? I mean, okay, so single mom though, always on the road, always doing things at work, at home. These are structural things in our lifestyle that could be an impedance to this. But thank you for having that conversation with us. Y'all, the Arianna Bradford.com, y'all, if y'all want more from Arianna about the herbalist side of Arianna, and I'm sure she's great at answering questions. You can probably find her contact information there, all that goodness. And I'm sure it sounds like you're going to be putting out content. I do want to say one thing real quick, Doug. I'd like to give an update. The main shooter has been found dead. So there is that.
Holy shit.
Confirmed. I saw it a couple places. I saw it. So that happened. So at least that's over for our friend Carla and the people in Maine, and they can start the whole rebuilding and the whole
process.
That's at least a little bit closure, but ultimate closure is probably never going to happen for those people, unfortunately, because we've seen this before. But at least that's something that they can at least breathe a little bit easier going into the weekend. So and maybe get back out and try to get some kind of normalcy. Easy for me to say. hard to do in person. So so there's that. Arianna, unless Doug has a question for you, we love our time with you, but we know that we should let you go at some point.
Because we kept you up well past your bedtime.
Absolutely. We want to respect that.
I'm all riled up, and I'm not going to be able to sleep, Doug. Thanks a lot.
Oh, okay,
right.
Well, I could rile you up with even more question if you'd like.
Right. I mean, we could go. I mean, we could start. We could go another hour, but
you guys know 100%. I could talk to you for a very, very long time. It's really kind of a problem. In fact, I was already thinking. I was like, man, I got to come back like next month or something because we've got to keep talking. Like I've got more stuff that we need to talk about.
Yes. How about early next year though? Seriously though.
Yeah, because we have lots of. Yeah, because I have things to ask you about. Lauren let slip that you're a horror movie fan, and
I love horror movies, yes.
So we talked a lot about that last week. So we'll have to talk about that next year.
Oh, please do. Yes, we can.
Because that's a long conversation, and it's too long to get into.
A whole episode about horror movies. I will do it.
Right, and we did one last week. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, Lauren told me about it, and I love horror movies. Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun.
Let's do that start of next year. I would love to do that.
Yeah, okay. So we'll hit you up. Doug will hit you up for January, February, and we'll make that happen for sure. We can talk about holidays and all that, what happened and all that. So we will graciously let you go, even though we don't really want to.
Fair.
I'm just keeping it clean. But we don't want to make you a stranger. So we did see a couple months ago, but that was the context of your summit. So we're going to do that again too next year. We want to be a spring point for you and Lauren because we love you both, and you both contribute so much to all of what we do here.
I was about to say you'll have to have us both on at that point.
Yes, absolutely. We'll just have Lauren book it every year, and we'll just go from there. So we're good. We're good with that. And So is there anything that my last question for you, is there anything that you weren't able to get out about what's going on with you? I heard a book, and the last book we wrote was this one, right?
Yes. So this one that I'm writing though is a fiction novel, and I'm hoping to have that traditionally published, but when, I don't know, because it fully depends on whether or not someone decides to like me enough to publish me. So as soon as I know, I will let you guys know, but I don't.
Can we get a tease on what? Yeah, can we get a tease on what it's about? Can we get anything? Any little tidbits?
Or no? Even a genre would be good.
Okay.
The genre is what was the term that somebody used that I really liked? It was oh my god, I don't. It wasn't realistic fiction. It was God. Now I can't remember what it is. I'll give you guys a little bit of what it's about. The main character is a Black male doctor named Michael Harris, and he is a doctor for monsters, and that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah,
love that.
Thanks, Raphael.
Raphael
Marion, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Raphael, you are more than welcome, my friend, to come
to get on here.
Please, we would love to have you talk about everything you do. I'm a big fan of yours. Haven't seen you on social media, but I haven't been on social media. But while you're still here, I have to say it. You know I'm a big fan of yours, and I would love to have you on any Friday. Just hit me up. Anywhere.
Do it.
Yes, and he was getting all messy in the damn comments, so he'd be perfect here.
Perfect.
Perfection. He's a beer guy too, so that'd be great. But if not Raphael, you know I still love you, so it's all good, buddy. I just gotta give you a shout out. I wanted to shout you out before, but the fact that you're still here now, I gotcha. So good times. Look here now.
Look here now. Sorry.
Yeah. Doug and I keep hitting the same buttons. So anyway, Arianna, it's been awesome having you. Again, we can't say enough about how much fun we have when you're here. And we can't wait for the book. We'll talk about that next. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully some more updates.
The next time we meet, hopefully I'll at least have, first or second draft done. So we can
absolutely. And
I accountable.
Yeah, and excellent. And I wanted to dig in more about Costa Rica, but we didn't have this time, so I'm going to make sure that I got a Costa Rica line of questioning.
Oh boy.
Yes, absolutely.
Hopefully I'll be drinking next time, so it'll be even more interesting.
That's all good. Well, if you wanted to, it's always fun having the comments, but we could always film a segment for you if it's going to be easier for you during the day. We could do that too. So we got a lot of things here we can do.
Whatever you guys want. This is seriously like I'm no. You guys know I wouldn't blow smoke, and this is like some of the most fun I have. So whatever, it's fine. I will.
All right, awesome. Well, we will see you, Doug. Last words. You're good, Doug.
No, just thanks for being here. We love having you on. It's always a fucking blast, and we're looking forward to having you on again. And enjoy your time in warm Costa Rica as we start winding into late fall and winter.
Yeah, I'm sad that I won't be sad for much longer. Once you guys start complaining about the cold, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm good.
I will tell you, I won't complain about the cold because where you are, where it's hot, and I'd have swamp ass all the time, I would be unhappy.
As a person who is usually covered in her own boob sweat, I feel you. But it's life. It's fine. Yeah. All right, I love you.
Swamp ass and boob sweat. We'll leave it right there, y'all.
Doug's nickname is Swamp Ass. Mine would be Boob Sweat. Why not? That works.
Right. JHG says bye.
Bye, JHG.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I'll see you next time.
We love you too.
Love you too. Take care of yourself.
Have a great time. Yep.
All right.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
See ya. Let's see here. Wait.
We missed best superhero combo. She just left.
Yeah.
Are you asking that of us, Lauren? Because if you are, I mean, we could talk about that, but
yeah. And Lauren, next time she's on, we're gonna want you to be around too. Yeah. So that's fun. So we got some things here, y'all, that we're gonna we want to do for y'all. Well, let's get to these comments here. So April says her phone's gonna die, but have a great show. This was earlier to show y'all. Coming to you from Curacao.
Curacao, man.
That
is a beautiful place. When I was in college, I had a fraternity brother who was from Curacao, and I never got to go, but he showed me pictures, and that place is stunning. It's just a gorgeous island.
Yeah, check April on Instagram. I did see a couple pictures of hers there. So if you're not following her on Instagram, you need to go over to Instagram right now and search for April Dove. You'll find her and follow her. Then you'll see what she's up to down there. Good times on that. Gil found some horrifyingly brutal sounding black licorice beer.
Don't even bring that shit up. I don't want to see that. I just don't.
But Church Brewery is a damn good brewery. So
they're very good.
Get other beer from Church Brewery, not that bullshit. Doug is passing on that. And Boob Sweat and Swamp Ass was the combo, Lauren. That's
wow.
Right.
Maybe that's a good that makes sense. But yeah, that's not a good combo. Let's just say that's not a good combo.
Yeah, that's just funny. So before we go, y'all, we have something for you, and I gotta tee it up here. Where is it? It's so y'all, for Halloween, Doug and I and Whitney from last week, y'all. If y'all still need some good horror movie for the weekend recommendations, check our last stream last week. But we can actually, I'm still have it here. So I'm gonna give y'all a quick thing here. This is what Whitney suggested last week for those who missed last week. Here are 5 movies that she feels that are not seen enough, or maybe we've forgotten them, don't get enough publicity. I was not going to use underrated, but you can. That's cool. But not seen as much, under the radar. I don't even know if Whitney used underrated because she felt that was kind of a weird thing. So so I find it hard to categorize it for her. So I just let that go. And then she had another list of honorable mentions. You see Whitney designed a couple of them, so there's a little bit of personal liking, but she believes that there are good movies for y'all to watch, and there's some old ones there too. If y'all like those, so those are Whitney's. Doug came up with these, and Doug, you can say, would you say underrated for yours?
I think underrated, maybe. A Train to Busan is probably not underrated. A lot of people love that movie, but these are movies I don't think that get their due for how great of horror movies they are. Frailty specifically, I probably messed up. I think Frailty might be better than Jacob's Ladder, but not by much.
Whatever.
There's 1A and 1B. But yeah, all of those are just fucking great. Mother is extraordinarily weird. So if you like extraordinarily weird horror, Mother is a movie to pick out of that. Yeah. So Train to Busan's fucking awesome as a zombie movie. I just like, there's a lot of great zombie movies. That's the best one I think I've ever seen. And it's a Korean movie. So just enjoy subtitles if you watch that.
Good times. And also lastly, Doug has recommendations for horror books. If y'all want to jump into any of them and start them this week, I don't know, maybe if you have a whole weekend, you can finish some of these. I'm not sure how big and thick they are, but here they are. I'm not sure if Doug put them out on his social media, but if he doesn't, bug him about it or hit him up personally, or actually y'all can hit me up and I can just send you that slide, or you can watch last week's show, or you can watch this one again and pause it. There's so many different ways to do it, y'all. But those are good recommendations, obviously, from someone who consumes a lot of content, Doug, and someone who literally makes the content, Whitney. So literally helps make it. So you can't get any better than those two. I mean, you can, but not from us. How about that? So
you can do better than my list because I'm me, but Whitney, you can't do better than her list.
Right. I'm just saying, and I don't know, you could, talk to, you can start to talk to Stephen King himself if you have that avenue. I mean, that'd be awesome. Maybe a better one. But
and if you do, I'd want to talk to you because that would be fantastic. But yes.
That aside, this is what you're listening to. So Doug curated some horror podcasts for y'all to jump into this weekend. And we got a slide for that. And Doug, take it away.
Yeah. So these were, as we were sticking with these sort of underrated, not acknowledged as much things. The best one out of horror podcast is the Magnus Archives. That is a great podcast, but we've actually talked with a few people about that, so I didn't really include it in the list. Tanis is this kind of all over the place kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's definitely a horror podcast, and it's like the people involved like go through these weird, like sort of, they're not time travel. That's not it. It's just like kind of things that time just kind of stretches weird in that. That's super good. The left right game is like sort of terrifying in this way where it's just like you have to go these certain directions, and if you don't go the left or right at the right time, that means you die. Rabbits is made by the same people who make Tanis. That is about a video game that kills people, kind of sort of like The Ring for video games. Last Known Position is sort of a Lovecraftian sea horror podcast. Like you're out in the sea and like, yeah, that's the best I can do it. Knife Point Horror is a different kind of beast. Knife Point Horror is almost kind of like the kind of almost like the Magnus Archives, in that each episode's its own thing. So each episode's its own episode. They don't weave together. Each episode is basically from a perspective of a person who goes through something horrific, and different narrators each episode. It's really good. Like, and you get just a different kind of horror from each particular episode. It's just, if you want something with variety, that's what I would suggest.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, wait, what was that one, Ralph? Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I started. You can put it up. I was just waiting for you to be done.
Yeah. So I have not played the video game Little Nightmares. I know what it is. I have never heard that that's a podcast. That's kind of cool.
Never heard of either one, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I like, podcasts obviously is, we've evolved with them, and the amount of different ideas and things that are done with them now, like choose your own adventure, it sounds like, and all kinds of different things going on. Really fascinating and cool as hell. And it's good to see that evolution. So we're going to evolution here. Now you're making me think of that evolution song. I'm gonna go first here.
Yes, sir.
Yep, 2 beers from one of my favorite Wisconsin breweries. As they all know, we scream and holler about Venture Brewing all the time here, and I had 2 from them tonight. Both were really, really fun. I really enjoyed the 50 what they call it, 50
copies of Speed.
Yeah, 50 copies of Speed on DVD specifically, Doug. Um,
What a name for a beer, though.
Kavik beer, absolutely. You see they got to be creative over there. And nice blonde ale, nicely hopped, very refreshing, pretty damn good. This is the Berliner Weiss they did with Youngblood, and if y'all know Youngblood, they do some really, really crazy things. So this one's kind of crazy. It had coffee in it, and a Berliner Weiss that have coffee, Doug. I know
That's
you like
nuts.
Berliner Weisses. That's nuts. It's really nuts. This one was a thick bad boy. Look at that. I'm gonna have a couple more sips. Maybe I'll dip an ice cube in it. I know. Don't come at me, beer purists. Don't come at me. Don't do that. But I might put an ice cube in it to make it crisp again and have another sip. But it was a really thick one, y'all. It's one of those ones that you just have like a little thing of it and you'll be good. But very, very flavorful and nice and deep flavors and layers of flavor. So it was good, man. But it was just kind of crazy. What was going on there, Doug? You had some good ones.
Yeah. So, and Manny's coming in now. Manny dropping in with I like him thick.
Mm-hmm.
Sure
right.
you do, Manny.
What's M though? What's M? Manny, you missed the condom and the cat conversation earlier. You need to rewind.
You need to watch the whole show because we're not repeating that.
Right.
Anyway, so the first one, like I didn't have a bad beer at all. So this is out of all of them,
very good beer.
This is Burgeoning Goth Queen, which is fucking can art is super on point from Parched Eagle.
Yes.
This is a good oatmeal stout. Like I said, oatmeal stout's not that's not a kind of stout I normally reach for, but you gave me that and it was very good. My next thing that I liked was mango seltzer from Venture.
Another good one.
This was really refreshing. Like I was surprised. I'm not a seltzer person. This was really refreshing and good, and was super easy drinking too. That went down really fast. And the best thing I had was this double barrel aged Imperial Reserve Stout. I pulled up the thing, and here's what they said about it, just so you all can know why I was like, wow. Extremely limited, our double barrel aged Imperial Stout was cellared in premium, top shelf Kentucky bourbon barrels for first and second aging before resting for 30 months. Our team hand selected each barrel for the use in the final blend. Notes of bourbon, sweet caramel cream, dark stone fruit, vanilla. This is just really superb, really good beer. So I'm gonna get some more of that so I can send it to some folks because that thing needs to be shared.
It's nice. It sounds really, really nice. Who was the brewery again?
Omegang.
Oh, a name we all know and trust.
Yep.
Good times. Next week, y'all, it's time to talk video games with my friend Steve. We're gonna get into Doug's obsession with railing me about console games. We're gonna get into Xbox, PlayStation, what's going on with that. Switch has some the gaming industry has really, really rebounded from the pandemic. So we're gonna get into that. If y'all remember Steve's last appearance, we pretty much ran Steve down pretty hard on a bunch of things. Steve was getting it from the comment section and from us. He's funny. Yeah, he's a funny guy, so he could take a beating, so that's good. So he'll be fun to have around. You're gonna have to even if you skip the first part, which is we have to, past guest news was fun. What the fuck news was fun, Manny, and then
there was a part of the beginning was not fun. So if you want to not be
I was trying to skip over that, Doug. You got to let me go. Anyway,
sorry.
No worries. We talked about the main shooter a little bit, Manny, but we also updated everybody that he is deceased and thankful for that shit because fuck him. So then that aside, really fun, Manny. Go back and look. And then Arianna, when she first came on, We said hi, and then she just had some crazy story for us. So that was really, really fun and good. Yeah, JC. If you're talking about Doug's last beer, you're correct. But if you're also talking about the beginning of the show, you're correct. So it's all good. I don't think you were here, JC.
Why not both?
If he was, he wasn't commenting. But yeah. So next week is Steve, y'all, and then the week after, I will be on the road, taking a little road trip, a little mini vacation. So we will not have a Brothers and Booze the weekend of the 10th, but we will be back the following week. We usually don't talk about what we have coming up, but we will have Renee and Jeffrey Bernstein back to talk about nails, Thanksgiving, what's going on. I don't have a panel for it, unfortunately. It will show up in the outro, but I don't know if I want to give, or I don't know, Doug, if you want time to talk about the next Colt Bar show, which I believe is this Wednesday, right?
Yeah, this is so the Wednesday of November 1st. Right. Okay.
Yep. Coming soon.
So November 1st, we're going to talk about Wild Wild Country, which you can watch on Netflix. That is about the Rajanishis and their move and how that all went down. That is this is actually the genesis of the Cult Bar show. And thanks to Greg for actually putting Renee and I onto actually doing this by saying, I would love to hear you two talk about this. And that was the genesis of the Cult Bar. And so, yeah, Wild Wild Country is coming up this week. I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes. So this is a longer, usually we do things that are more like 3 or 4 episodes. This is a little bit longer, but a lot to talk about.
And it's wacky, right?
It's wacky shit.
Oh, look, you've been look at that. You
the cult of cereal. Please do that.
Right. JHG, you weren't around the quick cliff notes. Justin Trudeau, a dick at a football game, Magnum condoms, a cat. I mean, we have it all.
A near-death experience. Yeah,
near-death experience. A birthday. Shout out to One Last Time. I don't think he's in the comments tonight. But we love and we adore Daniel. I don't think he's in the comments tonight because I think he's hopefully out celebrating his birthday. But
yeah, hopefully so.
We don't get many birthdays from past guests on the actual day of the stream, so it's really, really excellent when we can celebrate someone's birthday like that. So shout out to Daniel. Even if you're not watching, we don't care. Yeah, JHG, there's a whole bunch.
Just rewatch it. Just promise. I promise you will not regret that time.
It's fun. The first half of the show is probably funner than the last half, but it was all fun because of Arianna, and you already know she makes the stream way better than Doug and I could ever produce. So speaking of producing, we're getting out of here, y'all. But yeah, Old Wild Wild Country. Check that out next Wednesday, y'all. 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And then next week we return with Steve, talk about video games and beer and all kinds of other shit, I'm sure. So if you're a video game head, that would be a great time for you to tune in.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you. I think that's Raphael. Thank you, Raphael, for being in the comments, bro, and checking us out. Not sure how much you watch us, but we love having you. And again, like I said, it was nice to see you in the comments. Yeah. Good times. Another Barrel and Flow alumni, Doug. We meet only the best people there, and we don't mean it like Donald Trump says it. We mean it like real. We meet the best of people at Barrel and Flow, and that's why we go every year. And that's why you should go every year. And by you, I don't mean Doug. I mean you. Whoever you are, take it personal. I meant it personal, damn it. So on that note, we're going to get personal with our outro. Oh, one last thing. Happy National American Beer Day, y'all.
Yeah.
Woo! I don't know what that means, but have a beer and celebrate that shit.
I think we did.
I know we did, but I don't know if any of y'all
everybody else did. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Got all weekend. And happy Halloween, y'all. Enjoy that on Tuesday. It's going to be cold as hell here. And this is the first year in a long time, Doug. We're going to give out candy, and it's going to be like 30 fucking degrees. So we're going to bundle up, and I don't know what else we're going to do. but we're gonna give out candy. But
Yep.
So all right, Doug. See you on Wednesday for the Colt Bar. And yeah, let's see here. Another great Brothers and Booze. Thanks to another great guest. And we will see y'all next week when I can cue this thing up. I've been bad on this whole night. Have a good one.
You too, brother.